Welcome to the Mixed Reception Podcast. I'm your host, Barrett Sigmund, and today we got a very special guest. Very unique episode, too. Keys, Wrenn, what is up?
Barrett, what's going on, brother? Thanks for having me on, man.
So Keys, Wrenn of You're one half of Character Assassination.
That's right.
Why don't you tell us about that?
Character Assassination is a sketch comedy duo. It's me and Rebecca Rickards. And I would love to plug the show, but the show got canceled.
Everything's getting canceled.
So I don't really have anything to plug as far as that's concerned.
It's Sketch Me Outside.
And it's Sketch Me Outside.
It's like your one-man variety show.
You know what, man? I've been thinking bring it back. I've been thinking about, I still got that in the works as far as like at some point putting a show together. So we'll see what happens when COVID goes away, if it ever does.
God, that's depressing just talking about it. Also, six-time Sketchmageddon championship?
No, 5-time.
5-time, okay.
Five-time.
You didn't get the New England. You didn't get to 6.
No, I didn't get. No, I mean I'm altogether 10 times.
Wow.
I've lost my fair share. Of course, I've lost to congratulatory BJs.
That's true. You, I don't know. One of those was contentious.
Well, you know what? We'll just go with what the record shows. How about that?
Okay, so today I said it's a unique episode because we're actually not doing a movie.
Oh, I'm excited.
We are doing a video game.
Yes.
The Last of Us Part 2. I don't think I'm gonna do many video games. I mean, most of the time I'll buy a video game and then like everybody likes it and it gets good reviews. This video game.
This is a movie video game.
Well, yeah, it's a Naughty Dog game.
It's really,
their games are like pretty much movies. But yeah, I would say critics overwhelming critical acclaim.
Mm-hmm.
94 on Metacritic.
Right.
It's very high. I was looking through the reviews. A lot of 10s.
Yeah. And
the user score is like 5.6. A lot of people just don't like this game.
Let's just real quick, spoiler alert, if you have not played this game, if you have not beat this game, we're going to go through, we both played it and we both beat it. So we're talking about the entire game. So if you're not ready for this conversation, maybe tune out and play the game and come back later on. But so the reviews, what I was reading about, the reason why the users had put so many shitty reviews is because, again, spoiler alert, they killed off Joel. So the info had leaked before the game had even played or had even came out, as far as I'm understanding. And everybody had understood that Joel died. So people were just not happy about that. And so when the game actually dropped and it was on, which one? I can't remember what. I guess it was just throughout all the areas across the board of who reviews the games, and all the customers are giving shitty reviews the day it drops. So they haven't even played the game. So the one, I can't remember which site it is. They changed it all up to where you have to have a certain amount. There's a certain amount of days that got to go by before you're able to, consumers are able to leave a review because of the way they fucked the system for The Last of Us Part 2. Other than that, it was just a bunch of salty people for real.
Well, okay, I did notice. I think when the game first came out, it was in the 3s, and I think,
which was scary because this can't be. I've been waiting for this game for fucking 5 years. There's no way this game is that bad.
Yeah, I think people are kind of mellowed out, and I think 5.6 is probably a little bit more accurate. I mean, come on, it's not surprising that this game would polarize people.
Right. I mean, I found myself screaming at the TV. I was hollering out characters' names and certain points where it's just I don't know what the fuck's going on. And they did a really good job at the misdirection where it's just you can see certain things, but there's a lot of stuff that happened throughout this entire game and throughout the entire series, really, the first and second, where they just hit you with a lot of shit from left field, which I love.
Well, let me ask you this before we really get into the game. Yeah. Are you a big gamer?
Yeah, man, I'm a big gamer. I was maybe a few years old when I had an Atari, and then I was kindergarten or first grade, and I got a Nintendo. And so so basically I grew up with playing games. It got to a point where they started putting new systems out, and then I was way behind. So I had a lot of friends that had PlayStations, and I had a Sega, and it was just it was.
I got a Dreamcast. Didn't know how to play that.
But Sonic's really killing it, man, in Sonic 3. So, but yeah, I grew up with games, and I'm a big gamer. not like huge. I'm not streaming shit. I'm not making videos and having a lot of people watch me do things. I tried to do the Twitch thing, but like I didn't really comprehend it too much. So I was streaming online, but nobody was watching me.
I don't know if I can like sit down and just like watch someone play a game. I don't know. I mean,
it depends on the game. Like my girlfriend was watching me play the game, and she watched me play the first one. So before the second one dropped, I replayed the first one to get caught back up with the story. And so she watched me play the first one. So she was really excited to watch me play the second one. And she sit there and like that's an enjoyable game for somebody to watch. Not all games are like
that. We kind of said this before, but like, The Last of Us, really Naughty Dog games are really kind of just movies that you play. Like the Uncharted series is like that.
I mean, give me a break. And they're making a movie about that too. So, and they're making a TV show about The Last of Us.
Okay. What do you think about that? Also, by the way, this is going to be a very aimless discussion. This is not going to adhere to the normal formula I usually do. Usually we do like categories and trivia.
Oh, really?
I will say though, we're not doing categories, but if we were to do a category for most unintentional comedic moment, it would be when Abby gets fucked from behind by Owen.
Yeah.
That's already a meme.
Yeah, like I was sitting there watching it, and then everybody was just naked. And I mean, like, we're used to, if you play God of War, you've seen nudity in a video game. You know what I mean? For sure. If you played like Grand Theft Auto, you've seen something, So, but this is like a whole nother level because the graphics are so fucking good in this game, where it's just like, am I watching? Is this?
Wait, it's like,
is this you porn?
Should I wait? Why do I have an erection?
Goddamn video games! Always giving me a hard on.
Yeah, the TV show. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well,
I mean, I kind of feel like, are they? And I don't really know a whole lot about it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they picked the director. I don't know if you ever watched that series Chernobyl.
No, I tried to watch it a little bit, but I'm not big on watching.
I hear that, but Chernobyl's a pretty good series. But like, I don't even know. Is it just gonna be like just the game verbatim? Because I feel like these games are movies already, kind of. So what would be the point? And just
unless it was like a one-off season, you know what I mean? Where it's just like maybe 2 seasons. I mean, I wouldn't want to stretch that thing out.
I almost feel like maybe they should just well, I should say this. I don't really want a series.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they should just have its own story set in like the same world. But I don't even know if I want that.
Here's the thing. The way I see it is that the way Naughty Dog created the characters and just their overall design as far as their actions, their reactions, their emotions, their fighting styles, their looks, their looks change. So, you play the first one, Ellie, as she's 14. Then you play this one as she's 18. So in those 4 years, she's been through some shit. She's got some new scars. Her hair is a little short. She's got a tattoo now. Joel's grayer. Of course, even at the end, after Tommy got shot, he came back and he had his eye was fucked up.
I was like, does that guy have a glass eye? I couldn't really tell.
I couldn't tell either. I just thought it was like glaucoma or something. It was just kind of glazed over with one color. But either way, his look changed. And then, of course, with Abby at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that her character literally lost
holy crap, right?
Amount of weight. And then, like, the way that even down to, like, the hair growing and all that, the minor shit. Like, so you get so attached to these characters, which honestly, like, I would entertain the idea. I would definitely watch it if it came out.
I probably would, too. HBO does do good stuff.
I would watch it judgmentally, you know what I mean? Because, like, how are you? These characters are so they were perfect. Everybody was perfect, man. And how are you going to replicate that in real life? I don't know. I don't know if it's just like books being turned into movies where somebody has already they've read a book and they've already built this world in their head.
Right.
If it does not look like on screen what these people have already made up in their head, in their imagination, then they're not on board. Like, with Twilight, for example, like a lot of people were kind of salty about that shit.
That's actually the next episode I'm doing with my sister.
Oh, really? Perfect. So
I can't wait to make fun of it.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just like it's the same thing. Which like if they had the come correct, man. As far as like, you got to bring it if you're gonna do it, because if you half-ass it at all, they're not gonna buy into it. So that's the way I feel.
I will say, yeah, I agree with you. I will say though, it's interesting. The fan favorite right now to play Joel would be Josh Brolin, and I would be down with that. I think he'd be perfect.
I think, I saw Hugh Jackman thrown around.
Nah. Well, I don't know.
Jackman's
He played Logan. I mean, Logan, you ever seen that movie?
Yeah,
I mean, he's basically, he's kind of is Joel. And that girl's Ellie.
Kinda, yeah.
But Logan really kind of ripped off The Last of Us a little bit.
The Last of Logan. No, yeah, but I mean, so yeah, you kind of look at it like he can play that character, but it's kind of almost like you've already played that character. It's just they got a different name and they got superpowers. You know what I mean? So I like the Josh Brolin pick, and I can't remember who I seen thrown around for Ellie. I think they threw around the actual.
They threw around the girl.
The voice actor.
Oh, really?
I thought I'd seen that.
She's like too old, but I know like this because this has been in development for a long time, and I know they threw around the girl from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
What's her name?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah, I think she's too old now though.
So I can't remember her damn name. When we played shit, I can't remember
the
name.
one.
Arya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, whatever. Maisie Williams.
Yeah, Maisie Williams. Yeah.
So I saw that, and I painted that picture in my head with Maisie Williams and Hugh Jackman, and I wasn't mad about it, but I was like, I think there's some other people out there that can definitely fit the bill. So I mean, yeah, it really comes down to the show will probably be, I'm sure it'll be pretty spot on. But that's the thing. It's also like we've seen that shit in Walking Dead, So it's kind of like how can you be different? We're just like, yeah, your group is going and fighting other groups of people who are just trying to survive in this weird zombie world. So it's like we've seen this shit in movies, Dawn of the Dead, and all that. You see this shit all the time. So I'd be intrigued to see how different it is, what their approach would be on it. It had to be like a gory. It had to be a gory show.
Well, it was HBO, of course. So. Of course, right. It is.
There
better be titties too. Not from Ellie. But
yeah. So, anyways, so you want to talk about the?
Let me ask you this before we get into it.
Okay.
Now, were you aware of the leaks prior to the game coming out?
Yeah, I heard.
So did you? So you knew Joel?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so you ignored them.
Yeah, I did.
So I couldn't help myself. Here's the thing, too. I'm gonna go on a tangent. This game was announced like 3 years ago. Yeah. I'm sick of like them releasing a trailer for a game and then it doesn't come out for another like 3.5, whatever, 4 fucking years.
Mm-hmm. I did say it was the same thing with Final Fantasy VII. They had talked about it like 5 years ago, and they just kept showing these little snippets of it. It's like it took them 5 or 6, however the hell many years it took them for it to finally drop, and it wasn't even the whole game. But going back to what you were saying, no, dude, I did not pay attention because I want you to understand. I played The Last of Us, the first game. I probably played it at least 5 or 6 times.
Wow.
And I played it on Survivor, and so that's the reason why it took me so long.
Yeah, I was gonna say I played it on regular, I guess medium. Mm-hmm. So that's why it took you so long.
So I played it on Survivor for the first time, my first go. So I was like, I'm just gonna go straight to it because I was thinking about playing on a lower difficulty, and then when I play it again, I was thinking about upping it. I was like, I might not want to play it again for a while, so I just go ahead and go straight to it. As I've gotten older, I've gotten to a point where I don't really go for like the mid-level difficulties, or even like if it was a scale of 5, like I don't go for 3 or 4. I usually go with 5. I just go all the way straight to it. And so like with this game in particular, going to Survivor.
How hard was it?
So I still had plenty of supplies. Like I had on the first one before this came, I played on Grounded. So Grounded was no HUD. It's just like you're watching a show. There's nothing on the screen, and there's really like the supplies are scarce. Survivor is different. I had plenty of supplies. So I was always pretty much stocked up. So what happened was for me is I got to a point where I was restarting a lot. I did a lot of restarts. Because it would be one of those things where like if I got to that checkpoint and then that next like I gotta come around the corner. I'm getting ready to get in a fight with some zombies, some bad guys or whatever. If I shoot and I've missed, if I shoot at them, try to hit the headshot, if I miss like 2 or 3 times, if I just shoot 3 bullets for nothing, I'm restarting.
Yeah, you got to get the perfect run.
I'm restarting.
It's almost adds a little bit more strategy to it.
Yeah, well, and that's my problem is that I couldn't accept wasting any ammo if I can sit there and restart it and not have any repercussions. Like if they would have had some kind of thing where it's like if you restart, you lose a bullet or something. I might have stopped. I might not have done it. But I did a lot of restarting to make sure I had plenty of supplies to get to the end of the game. I had way more than I needed. So it's almost like I did a lot of restart for nothing because I still had plenty of bullets. I had fucking bombs. I had all sorts of shit. But it was still hard as really
I was about to say, if you get like hit or shot like once, are you just fucking dead?
No, that would be grounded. Grounded would be a little
Oh shit, there's an even bigger difficult. You have to unlock grounded if you beat Survivor.
Hold on. So you don't even know. So I just read this yesterday, is that there are 2 new trophies that have been added to the trophy list.
Oh shit.
Completing the game on grounded, which the game doesn't have grounded right now, but they have a trophy now. So they're going to be adding it soon, apparently, obviously, whatever. And then they also have a permadeath trophy. So basically what this little read that I was checking out says that, you know, you get that permadeath where you die once and you had to restart the game. So
from like the whole game or from like the level that you were on?
Like from the whole game.
What?
Yeah, man.
Fuck that.
I don't know. I'll give it a try, but I died I died a lot early.
Oh my god, man. I should say I'm not good at video games.
That's
like why.
Challenges, though. Yeah.
I see. To me, like medium is like a challenge enough. In fact, this is embarrassing. There's like 3 points in this game where I actually had to go to easy.
Oh, man.
The one, okay, when you have to get medical supplies for, what's her name? Lev or Yara.
Yeah, Yara.
And you're underneath the hospital or whatever, the garage, and there's that big, they're calling it the Rat King, that big old monster.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, I was like, and then there's like another monster that comes off of that monster, and it's running around.
I was just literally talking about it last night. I was sitting there saying because I took some of my credits that you get in the game to buy the artistic works of the designers, and so I bought the Rat King, and I was looking at him, and he's ugly as hell. And I was
great design.
Yeah, great design. Yeah, but ugly as shit.
Oh yeah.
But I looked at the little guy, that little fucker that fucking pulled off his kneecap and he just like running after you. Dude, there was times where I wanted to fucking drop the difficulty down.
I had to do it. It was just too much.
I didn't. I couldn't do it myself. So like that's why I say I start on hard, because I like the challenge where it's like if I want to play the game, I want to play it as I think that somebody who would design it would intend for people to play it, which is like play it as hard as you can play it. But, you know, why not? And if I get my ass with, I mean, that's usually what I just deal with. And that's what happened with this. It just took me like, I don't even know, man. When did it come out?
So this game came out June 19th. It came out, what, like six weeks ago? Something like that?
So that's been,
I beat it. Oh, no, it came out, what, like almost 2 months ago. I beat it like 6 weeks ago. So I've been just waiting.
I know. And I'm sorry, but
no, it's okay.
But yeah, and that's with like work and working on other shit.
But you do have a life.
Yeah, but I do like to play my games. I like to sit down and then and game out for a little bit. That's how I relax, man. Chill out, do what I gotta do around the house, take a shower, eat dinner, and play the game.
Also, to the sniper part, when you're in the parking garage,
that dude was kicking my ass,
and like he's shooting and all these. I was like, oh my god! That was the second instance where I like do the change the difficulty. I thought medium for the most part for me was challenging enough.
I think I want to.
I don't like to spend super long on a game.
Yeah, so my thing is like I was saying earlier, I've played the other one a lot of times. So like I'm invested into this game. Like I've actually invested like a small portion of my life to playing this game and just enjoying it. And so like I was waiting for it. I didn't check out the spoilers, and I played on the hardest difficulty because I know it's gonna stretch it out. But I'm enjoying it because even though if I come up to that checkpoint and I have that thing that whatever situation that it's about to happen, if I'm getting ready to get in a fight, even if everybody's more or less going in the same directions as they would, like they're kind of set in that. I think the algorithm changes up a little bit where they sometimes got off of that, but they're pretty much, they have a path that they go. And then so you have to kind of, it's like a puzzle, if you will, where you have to figure out the best way to kind of like take everybody down. And that was one of my other things too, is that I like being stealthy. I like sneaking around. I like killing people like that.
Well, that's why I like this game kind of gives you choices. I like how you could sneak in if you want to,
Mm-hmm.
or you could just fucking go all out and just fucking shoot everybody. So that's what I kind of like about this game.
Dude, once it gets up there, like I love the game and the way that it's designed, where it's like, if I alert these guys, they fucking gang up on you, man. Like these guys, right as I was getting towards the end of the game, for example, because I was just playing last night. So I got to this part where it's right before the pillars. It's that whole big ass fight when you're breaking, and when Ellie finally gets to that big round building that.
I got their names, the Rattlers.
Yeah, when the Rattlers, when they fucking told her where they could find Abby, and that whole fight when you're fighting that entire compound of fucking like the Rattlers.
Yeah,
I guess it's the Rattlers, right?
Yeah,
no, yeah.
There's a lot of groups in this.
Yeah,
factions and the Wolves, the Sapphirites.
Yeah,
Rattlers.
So she, that whole fucking fight was it. That took me days, man.
Holy shit.
And I mean, not days, like 72 hours I played it, but like I played it for a couple hours or a few hours one day and maybe a couple hours, a few hours the next day. So it took me like maybe 6 hours or so. It took me a fucking long time to get past this area because, I mean, there were so many fucking people, dude. There was probably more people. I don't know how it was for me and Bond Survivor.
I will say
I had so many fucking people. There's at least 25 fucking dudes. I swear it had to be that many people because they would not stop coming, man. Like that. Pause.
They came all over me.
They came everywhere. They were just everywhere, man. And so like I couldn't get past it. Like right when I thought that I got the best thing about the game is that when you finally beat that area, the music died down and whether you had Ellie or Abby, they would say something. So it's like, cool, I know everybody's gone. Everybody's dead and I can move on. So that was one of those things.
I will say, because I actually replayed. So I beat Last of Us 2 and I went back and played the first one because I have the remaster on PS4.
Right, me too.
And I in both games, and this is medium difficulty, mind you, their peripherals, the people's peripherals
are terrible.
Terrible.
Are absolutely terrible.
It's almost funny.
It's one of those things that was kind of an issue in the first one, where it's like some of the AIs, they're the way that they definitely see you a lot of times, but it's like the things where you're crawling around when you're trying to work around a table, and it's like they kind of do this little quick look, and it's like there's no way that you don't at least see my feet. There's no way that you didn't see my ass, my book bag that's hanging out the top of the fucking table, but suspension of disbelief.
I will, I'm fine with it. I will. It is funny though when they like think they see you, like, huh? Oh, it must have been nothing.
Oh, check that out. Hey, I got your back, Jesse. It's like, and also on that note, where it's like the big thing about those two games are where you're walking around with the character. Like, for example, if you're walking around with Dina, or if you're Joel in the first one, walking around with Ellie, and you're not trying to engage into a fight, but like Ellie might just be standing here, and then like the guy just walks past her, and it's like, she's right in front of him. Like, because you can't control them and what they're doing all the time. It doesn't make sense to make design the game to where like if the person that you can't control is like alerting everybody of you being there. So, but then they have to be with you, so they lay around. And a lot of times they'll go hide behind shit. But like if they run across somebody and it's just like, I know they saw you, but they don't even look at you. They don't even address you. They're just looking for me.
I will say about the leaks. Here's the thing: if we didn't get the leaks, the game would have never came out. Because this game was supposed to come out in April. They pushed it back, I think, to like May or something. And then it was like, they're like, oh, because of COVID, it's postponed indefinitely. And then only because of the leaks did they put the game out.
Well, I guess I'm thankful for the leaks. Like I said,
I couldn't help myself. So I almost feel like it. I feel like it almost because I knew what to expect. I feel like, yeah, I knew Joel was gonna die. I know that the big league was like you play as Abby for like half the game.
So we talked about this before, where it's like,
I was ready for it.
Well, yeah. So it's like Abby's on the cover. Abby's, you see a lot of Abby. You just knew that this game was gonna be about Abby. Like if you saw the previews of the game, it was a lot of stuff that was based around Ellie. Abby. Fucking, why didn't make the names like that? You walk around as Ellie. So it's like you kind of, we talk about that where you got the idea that that's what's going to happen. So if you think that's going to happen, then there's got to be something that happens to Joel where it's like, otherwise, why wouldn't you continue? Why wouldn't you play as Joel? Why is Joel not in the preview?
Well, let me ask you this. Did you watch any of the trailers?
Yeah, of course I did.
Now, do you remember that one trailer where I think it was like the final trailer before the game came out where Joel's like, hey, do you think I was going to let you do this alone? And in the trailer, it's Joel, but in the actual game, it's Jesse. So that's false advertising right there. They wanted you to believe that Joel was
really.
Yeah, go back and look at it. They basically just switched the character models. They made it seem like Joel was like gonna have like more of a role in the game. It's kind of, I mean, it's
all right. I think
that pissed a lot of people off.
Well, I think you know what? I guess people should suck it up as far as I'm concerned because. As a game of that magnitude, you have to. I mean, I think you gotta fuck with people, like because you gotta think about how many people are working on this project. The word is gonna get out on certain things, on not just this game, but like big movies. Leaks are always gonna.
Oh
be,
yeah.
They're always gonna be a plenty, but I think the best way to try to curb some of that is to sit there and try to tease at this idea that Joel's gonna be around, and he's not. I love the misdirection because when I hear, listen, I want to get into that.
Yeah.
What's
that? What'd you think about the game?
So, dude, I absolutely love the game.
Absolutely
fucking love it. Here's the thing is that I was able to like embrace everything that was happening as this is a real world. So like this is just exactly what it is. There's no way to sugarcoat the shit. The design of the story was so well. Which is like, yeah, I got to play as Abby. I'm jumping way ahead.
Well, yeah. Well, this is fine. We can talk. We can jump around.
So I love the game. Yeah. All right, now I did get word from a friend that I was going. When I said I made mention on Facebook about playing with. I made the video. With Abby where she was in the cafeteria, and I was like, "What's up, bitches?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's getting a burrito.
Yeah. I was like, "You want a burrito?" Yeah. I was just making. I made this funny deal, but buddy Mario, he put up there. He said, enjoy playing with her for the next 10 hours or so. And I was like, damn, I'm about to play with Abby for a long time. And that's what happened. You play with Abby for a fucking long ass time. I feel like I play with Abby more than I play with Ellie.
Oh, I think a little too long. I have issues with the structure of the game, and I actually like the Abby character.
I love Abby.
Yeah.
I felt bad for fucking beating the shit out of her. I cheered when I was beating Ellie's ass. They fucked with my emotions so much, man. It was like I didn't know who to like root for anymore.
Yeah, I do like how they're almost like a mirror image of each other. Like Ellie is kind of falling more into this like pattern of just violence and hatred, and then you got Abby who's kind of like, okay, well, she meets up with Yara and Lev, who are rival factions. They're part of the Sapphites. She's part of the Wolves. They're fighting over Seattle, and she, meets them, and it kind of a little bit of parallel with Abby and Lev because a little bit of like Joel and Ellie in the first game, and then
they do a lot of duos, man. So it's like Joel and Ellie and Dina, Abby and Lev. Joel and Tommy. Jesse and Dina. So they have all these. Everybody's kind of coupled up with each other in their own respective ways. Abby and Owen and Mel. And that whole conflict that they have amongst them. And so like everybody had dynamics with everybody on different levels, and it was really cool to see all that like play out. And some of these relationships. When you think about Abby and Lev, which is like she came up on the news station, and she seen this girl hanging, and so.
Are you talking about the scene where the Sapphites hang Abby?
Yeah. No. They hung. Oh yeah, they did hang her.
That scene was great.
Right. Okay, so that's what it was. They hung her.
That's when they save Abby.
Yeah, and then they saved Abby.
That was a well done scene. Like it was really spooky. Like I love how like
it was.
There's like the clickers are like in the
background,
really and then she's about and yeah, just like the setting, like the fire and it's dark and it just I don't know, just really well done.
Yeah,
I mean, so some of the scenes in this game are like better than a lot of like just like horror movies.
So like even when you're saying like Abby's story was too long, I love how they you know when you get to the point where at the end of Ellie's story before we switch to Abby, you know they're all at the theater. They meet up with Tommy. Tommy's downstairs, but you don't even know that what Tommy's doing. All you know is that you hear some shit going on. And then you run down there and then bow. And next thing you know, you see Abby right there and she's fucking got Tommy at gunpoint telling you to get the fuck up. And it's like, then right after that, she says, don't kill him. Yeah, you know, or what did she say? She said, all right, Ellie got to throw a gun off. And then Abby's like, she tells her that she killed her friends. And then they cut off and then they go to Abby.
See, I have an issue with so I think, because up until that point you've been playing as Ellie, right? And then it immediately switches to like 12 hours of Abby, and it just all momentum that was built is just immediately sucked out. I think what they should have done, day one Ellie, day one Abby, just like switch back and forth. I think the fact that it was just like 10 hours of Ellie, 10 hours of Abby. I didn't like the way in which I didn't like the structure of the story personally.
Here's the thing. The reason why I did love it, the reason why I did enjoy it very much is that when they switched over at that moment where Abby has Tommy on the ground, like, you know, me being invested in these characters and just I don't know, just really, it's a really weird thing for me being a human and having these emotional ties to a video game character. But I do, because I know what they've gone through. I just, you know, so I see Tommy getting ready. He's at gunpoint. She just busted 2 shots off of Ellie, and she's got everybody fucked. And I'm just like, this girl. And at that point, I hated Abby. I was like, I did not like Abby. She killed Joel. She fucking beat my man's face in with a fucking golf club.
So you were just completely shocked,
dude. When that shit happened, like, of course, all right. So here's what really pissed me off is that Joel and Tommy just saved Abby's ass. I mean, absolutely saved her fucking ass. And that ass saving was a small adventure in its own, where there was a lot of ass saving, like just keeping this girl, hey, come on, you know. And then she gets them over to where her people are fucking staged up, and all of a sudden she's fucking both of them up. And it's just like, you don't know what's going on. It's like, I don't know why these people, they just saved you. Why are you doing this? And this pissed me off for a little while because they didn't say anything. They didn't go into it for a while. Why Abby did this. And she fucking, so like, I was fine until she fucking took a shotgun and blew his fucking leg damn near off.
Jesus Christ.
When she blew his fucking leg off, I was like, there's no way. Like, if they don't kill him now, he's going to die from that. I was like, Joel's done. His fucking leg, if you looked at it.
Oh, I did. It was like, hanging out.
It was not good. He was done. My man Joel's leg is gone at the most right now. And then, of course, you know, she fucking beats his face in. Ellie comes up. She's just a little bit too late. And she cut one dude's face trying to save Joel. And then they fucking made her watch it. They made her watch it, man.
You know what I thought? Like, I don't think Ellie really finds out why Abby did this. All she thinks is that Abby just wanted to get revenge because at the end of the first game, Joel killed all those scientists and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, she has no idea that it's her father that was killed, the surgeon that was going to perform the surgery on her.
Dude, throughout the whole game,
they never talk. Like, they never.
So I said this to myself last night. I was like, when she sees Abby up on the fucking pillar hanging, Abby says, "Please help me," and she doesn't know. She just hears somebody there, and she looks up and she said, "It's you." And I'm thinking to myself, I was like, Abby doesn't know Ellie's fucking name, or does she?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I mean, I thought about it. I was like, she might would know Ellie's name because her dad was gonna fucking perform surgery, but like that wasn't. I mean, and she talked to Marlene talked to the doctor, so you know, I'm sure that might be something that he might have talked to Abby about, but maybe not. You can't really assume that conversation happened. So I was thinking to myself, like, I don't think Abby knows Ellie's name. Now Ellie knows Abby, of course. She knows her name. She goes around hollering her name everywhere. I don't know.
So you were fine with like that sudden shift of like, okay, now doing the Abby thing.
No, the reason why is because like, you know, it switched at such a fucking key moment in this game where it's just like, you know, this climax that they've built up throughout this whole series where fucking Ellie and Tommy. She just fucking shot Jesse in the fucking head. So Jesse busts into the fucking door, and the fucking she shot 3 times. The first bullet hit Jesse right in his fucking brain, blew his brains out. Pow! So it's like this girl ain't fucking around, and so like I had to sit on the edge of my seat this entire time, playing as Abby for fucking 10, 12. For me, I played a lot. I don't know how long it was, but of course I played with Abby a lot because I played the game for a lot of hours. So it just seemed like forever with Abby. And I was fine with everything. I was fine with going back and understand what happened.
Oh, I liked her stuff. I just think it should have alternated. I mean, I feel like in a really like a movie, they probably would have done that, or like a TV show, they probably would have just gone back and forth. You know, I think that because also too, you got to think like, you know, when you're playing as Ellie, like, you know, Owen, she kills Owen, she kills the pregnant lady, Mel, and it's like, well, then you go back to when you did the Abby stuff. It's like, well, okay, well, all tension is lost because we know how these people are going to die. So I don't know. I personally think the way the game was structured kind of bothered me. I think if they just day one Ellie, then cut to day one Abby. I don't know. If their two stories met at that climax, I think I would have liked it. But I really did enjoy the Abby stuff. I will say, I think you could have cut some of it. Like for instance, like when you gotta save Yarn needs to get her arm amputated. Right. So she's got it. Then she does this mission that takes like 5 fucking hours, and her and Lev are like going through all these buildings and trying to get like medical supplies, all for her to just fucking die.
But yeah, of course you don't see her dying, of course. But she went out like a champ, though.
She did.
I mean, because she fucking shot
the leader of the Sapphites. I forgot his name.
I can't forget his name. I can't forget his name. I can't remember. But she went out with a bang. I mean, but like the thing is, they saved her. So it's like she's loyal as shit, man. You know what I mean? And so because they saved her when she could have very well just been left to die. And like not only did they save her, but they're on like opposite war. They're kind of like not warring, but beefing factions. They're in the same area. They didn't have to do that. They could have left her. But so I think there was just that emotional. She got attached to him, especially with Lev, because she had to go. Her and Lev got close because that part of the story and her story is that they did a lot of shit together. They were out there fighting with each other for a long time. You know
I guess you could argue like, oh well, they could spend more time with each other. So the relationship develops.
Exactly. So like, there's the reason why at the end of the game, when Ellie cuts Abby down, she's fucking the girl's she's malnourished. I'm sure she's definitely dehydrated.
Oh God, she lost so much weight.
All of her muscles. She's beefy as shit, but she lost all that. And like she recognized Ellie and didn't give a shit. Ellie could have fucking killed her right there, but she went and first thing after she fell on her fucking face was go and cut Lev down. So it's like, and then they sailed off, obviously.
So let me ask you this: what is your opinion on the ending?
So I was really having a hard time just like thinking about the possibilities. Of course, I didn't see Abby getting caught up by that. So like when they got ambushed by those rattlers, I thought it might have been one of those things where they would have flipped back to her for a little bit, and I would have fought our way out of the rattlers or something, and then her and Ellie was gonna have a decent fight. The thing about it is that I knew that it wasn't gonna be the case. Ellie, when she got caught in that trap, and it fucking scooped her up, and she fucking got her, she swung into that stick that was poking out the tree, and it stabbed her right in her side.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So she stitched it up. When she went to release those prisoners to find Abby, that girl that she got to fight with kneed her in her stomach, or kneed her right in that cut. So it opened up. That's why she was bloody as shit, right? Yeah. She's bloody as shit. And when she finally is on her way to go find Abby, she's about to pass the fuck out. Like, the fact that they even had a fight was a miracle at best, because neither one of them were ready to fucking fight like they did. But fight for your life, I guess. But the fight scene was I was pissed off that Ellie used the knife to start the fight off. I wasn't really happy about that. And it's just like, you find, if you're not gonna shoot her, if you're not gonna do any of that, then at least you want to fight her. Okay, fight her. She fucking went and said, "Fight me," and then she fights her with a knife, and it's like, this girl just okay.
Well, she's Ellie. Blinded by rage.
Right. And I thought she was gonna let him go, but I was like, dude, she's not gonna let him go, and she didn't. So, and she fought her, and like, even then, I was like, I guess because I'm playing as Ellie, I'm gonna win. But I was like, dude, I'm playing as Ellie, and it gets to the point where, of course, I've gotten to the point where my ducking and dodging is crazy. So like, yeah, she still got some hits on me, but I pretty much, took care of it with ease. And then she's choking her in the fuck. She's trying to drown her.
She bites her fucking fingers off. Jesus Christ.
Fingers off, right? Even if she didn't bite her fingers off, I think she would still stop, but the fingers probably helped. And
but like Ellie lets Abby go. Like, what do you think about that? I don't know.
I'm happy because this game fucked with me so much where I was thinking to myself, like, Ellie and Joel are fucking, they're not good people. You know what I mean? And I was like, I hate to sit there and say that about I love these characters. But I was like, they're not really good. They go around, they do a lot of killing, a lot of unnecessary killing. And so, like, yeah, Joel fucking shot the doctor. So the doctor happened to have a daughter who happened to become a badass, who happened to come want to find you, and she found you and she killed you. And now the girl who Ellie, now she wants to go and kill the person who killed Joel. But she let him go. She let Ellie go twice, man. That's what pisses me off about Ellie, is that she let Ellie go 2 times. She beat the shit out of her. When you're playing as Abby, you go and find her and you beat the shit out of Ellie. She breaks her fucking arm. When she had the gun, she cracks her, snaps her arm, or breaks it, whatever she did, and start pounding her face. And then Dina came out and starts cutting her up. Lev shoots her with the fucking arrow. She grabs Dina and she starts pounding Dina's face into the fucking ground. And Ellie's like, "Don't kill her. She had nothing to do with it. She's pregnant and she's about to do it."
She's like, "Good."
Yeah, she's like, "Good." And Lev stopped it. So it's like both of them, Lev stopped her from killing Dina. She let Ellie live, and then she let her live after she killed Joel. So that was Abby's fuck up, because she let Ellie live and Ellie came back after her. When Ellie finally finds her, Abby beats her ass and lets her live, and she still comes back. And it was because of Tommy. Because Tommy comes back, and after
that was weird too.
It was really weird.
Because and I have an issue with that, because they're about to pack it up in Seattle, mm-hmm. and they're hiding in that theater, and they kill some of Abby's friends, mm-hmm. and Ellie says to Tommy, like, "Oh, so we're not going to be able to get Abby." And then Tommy's just like, "Yeah, is that okay?" Like, Tommy's fucking done with it. He wants to move on. But then, cut to however long later, I guess after Dina gives birth, they're on that farm. Yeah. That was a really nice farm. I love that scene. And
it was a fucking really nice.
Yeah, the graphics on that was great. But yeah, Tommy comes back and then he's divorced. And also he's like, "What the hell? This is where he is." And are you gonna, I can't go get him. I can't go get her. Are you going to go get her? It's wait a minute. And then he gets mad because she doesn't want to do it.
Because he said, back in Jackson, you said that you were going to make her pay. He's like, and he basically called her out on it. And now, but she's trying to do the family, because her and Dina ended up being together. And then now there's a little family. So, they're a couple, and then they're raising this kid together. So she's kind of trying to step away from that. And then Tommy comes up and he's like, "Yo, check it out. This is where Abby's at." And then so now, where she's trying to close that fucking, when she get her, they both got their asses whipped by Abby. I don't think they want any more parts of Abby, for real.
But it just pissed me off, but Tommy, the last time we saw him, Tommy was like, "Yeah, like we're not gonna get her." Is that
no,
okay
the last time we
like,
saw Tommy is that he had his fucking brains blown out.
Right. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Like, okay, bro's dead. First of all,
I will say because they're just good at what they do. I did go back over that scene, and she shot him where his injuries at. So yeah, the blood splatters, but it had to fucking graze the side of it. It might have got some in there. I don't know. He obviously didn't have any problems with mechanics as far as like getting around and talking and shit. So it must not have got in his brain. But yeah, for sure, I thought Tommy's brain. I thought she shot him right in his fucking head, like and killed him. But then that's where the next time you see him is when Ellie goes off and goes and catches a rabbit, and she comes back to the fucking house, and then she sees a horse, and she said, "Whose horse is this?" And that's when Dina's like, and bow, fucking Tommy's sitting on the goddamn couch. And it's like, you fucking dead. And it's like, now he's got this big ass limp and shit.
Yeah, but not only that, it's just like he seemed like and when we saw him in Seattle when they were about to pack it up, he seemed like he was content, just like moving.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, he was. So it was the contradiction there that kind of bothered me.
Yeah, well, the dynamics changed. So now the priorities have switched. Where Tommy is now, Abby personally attacks him, and tried to kill him after she's already killed his brother.
Yeah.
Right. So now, where he was fine with this time, kind of taking out a whole lot of these people and maybe not necessarily getting the one that got his brother, he was fine with the fact that now this woman doesn't have any of those people. He figured that out in his own way, and he was fine with that, where Ellie wanted to push forward. And then she didn't because she had Dina and the kids. So she was trying to, I guess she was trying to get away from that, but he planted the seed in her head, and then she went off. And of course, Dina ends up leaving. But here's the thing is that I think that whole end part, when Ellie left, they didn't have, I don't think they had a time on there, a timestamp on the time pass. But Ellie had left to go find Abby. And then, of course, Abby got caught, and she was there for like months. I can't remember, 3, 4, 5, 6 months or something like that. So Ellie had been gone for a while. She's had, because Dina was like, how am I going to know that you're dead or not?
Yeah, where is her house at? Like Montana or something? And
know.
Then California is where Abby is or something. I
don't know. Santa Barbara, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The ending to me, it's like, okay, like you've spent this whole game, you've killed so many people, you've killed hundreds and hundreds of people. Yeah. And it's just like, but then you just can't kill Abby. I think, and I like how the game kind of toys with you. Like, okay, like I kind of like Abby now. I'm actually starting to like her more than Ellie. Like I do like how the game kind of fucks with your emotions. To me, I think we can agree. Ellie ends up doing the right thing and lets Abby go. Right? Like revenge is bad. Right? So, but then she comes back to the house, and Dina's gone. Dina and the baby are gone, and it's like she did the right thing, and she has nothing. And on top of that, the guitar, the one thing that she has to kind of keep Joel's memory going, she can't even play it anymore because her fingers are bitten off. I think the game would have been, I think the ending would have, to me at least, would have been more effective if she had actually just fucking straight up killed Abby, and it's like, okay, like you lost everything because of your revenge. But then it's like, well, she does the right thing, and then she still ends up, she loses her family, loses everything. I don't know.
Here's the thing is that, like, as far as the way they made it to where you play with each character for extended periods of time, and you grow with them, and you go through a lot of shit with these characters. Like, they go through a lot of shit. Yeah, of course I didn't want. When I was Abby and I was beating Ellie's ass, I was like, yeah, bitch. Yeah, like, take that. And then as soon as she fucking threw Ellie on the floor and broke her arm, I was like, oh my God, like, why are you doing this to Ellie? Like, don't do that, And I felt bad. And then she started punching Ellie in the face. I was like, oh. So I was fine with Abby getting, catching Ellie, which is like, Ellie's, she's something else, man. And so Abby's kind of got reasons, I guess, to feel these kind of ways. And I was cheering on it. But then, like, I didn't want to kill Abby at the end.
Right.
I didn't want to kill her. And then, like, she's drowning her. And I'm like, the music started to change a little bit. I was like, I'm about to kill her. It's like, please don't kill her. And she had that flashback. Remember, she had a little small flashback. She thought about Joel for a minute. She thought about Joel, and then she let her go. And I guess, you know, when you think about it, right, you think about the culmination of the entire thing is that she's gone around chasing this girl who killed Joel. She, at the theater, when she was confronted by Abby, she says, I know why you killed Joel. I know why you killed him. It's not them you want, it's me. You know what I mean? So, but go through all this, and then, yeah, like you said,
to not even do it. I think it would have been, I mean, yeah, it would have been upsetting to see Abby die, but like to me, it's like, it's just kind of a nasty, just ending. It's like, she actually didn't, you know, she didn't.
It wasn't a happy ending, right? But I
just think it would have been better if, like, okay, like she kills Abby, like we're upset because we've grown attached to Abby, and then it's like, I think that ending to me would have been more effective. I don't know, just would have hit home more if it's like, well, yeah. You lost everything because you got your revenge. You got your revenge, but you lost everything.
And it would have played like very well into the entire game, where it's just like you just don't know what to expect. You know what I mean? You don't know what's gonna happen from one moment to the next. Where it's just like, yeah, Abby grabbed Dina and fucking had the knife to her throat, and in that moment, I was like, she's about to fucking kill her. But then she let it stop her. So it's like, I didn't sit there and think that she wouldn't have killed her. I was like, that's very well in line with the way this game is. Like, she would definitely just cut this girl because she's pregnant. Sweet. My friend was pregnant too, motherfucker. You know, like, I was like, that was definitely, like, on the menu. I was like, that's going to happen. But she's going to kill the shit out of Dina. But, you know, and then she let her go. And she was crying about it. She's like, just take one and go. And then Abby fucking got the boat started and just rode off. She kind of gave her that little stare down. She looked at her as she was riding off. And that was that.
It's like, God, you travel all that way for nothing. I was watching like a YouTube thing on The Last of Us, and they were kind of, I think the ending is supposed to be kind of like she stops it because the cycle of revenge is just going to keep going. Like, who's to say that Lev won't take revenge if she kills Abby? So So I think that was just more of like, I gotta end this cycle of revenge, and she does the right thing, but it's just like, but then it's just like she still loses everything. So I don't know.
Can I throw something at you? Now I don't know what their plans are. This is the last game.
I think it should be. Well, I mean, I'll probably play this game again, and I had a blast playing it. I think where I'm at with it is like, I'm not sure if this was a story worth telling. I just kind of like, for me,
okay, I can.
The Last of Us Part 1, like, to me, I thought that was like, should have been like a standalone game. I thought I didn't finish The Last of Us wanting or expecting a sequel, and I was so shocked when they announced it. I was like, whoa, like, oh wow, we're getting a second one. I thought the only thing that they could do with it was, okay, what would Ellie's reaction be if she found out Joel's lie, which they do address that, which we will get into that, the flashbacks and stuff, but it's like, other than that one idea, it's like, well, okay, but then you gotta like build the story around that. And I don't know. It's so
basically the story is what? The story is just exactly.
It's a revenge.
It's a revenge story. You know, you go around, you know.
But I mean, I don't know. It seems like you liked the game quite a bit.
Oh, I did. I enjoyed it.
I don't know.
It's just like, it was a very simple, and maybe not even. You're absolutely right. They did it well. They took this.
Well, it's just like it's so miserable, and I know that's keeping in the world of the game,
right? You do sketch. So if you think about it like this, if you come up with an idea like, how are we gonna do this? All right, you know, throw some ideas, and then that one asshole in the corner's like, hey, how about we kill Joel? And then everybody's like, what? Keep talking. What happens if Joel dies? Ellie gets mad. But wait a second, we have to let Ellie know that she needs to know the truth. So now she's pissed off at Joel, and she's not friends with Joel. But that goes on for a while, and she tries to make amends. She tries to piece it together, as you see at the end, where she's like, "I'd like to."
That was a great scene.
Great scene. Great way to end it, as far as like what we did get.
Right.
So where she's like, "I'd like to try to fix it," and so like that's why it hit hard for her to go and chase Abby down for killing him, because now she just tried to reconcile with the fact that he saved her.
Let me throw this at you.
Yeah.
would it have worked better? Because the game starts and we know there's some kind of friction between Joel and Ellie. We're not really sure why.
Not really sure, but we get the idea. We know he lied to her. So like when she was getting having a little animosity, I was like,
would it have better to tell the story chronologically and maybe if we spent more time with Joel, that death would have been more effective, having known what those two characters went through, and maybe we could understand Ellie's. I mean, we kind of already understand the revenge because we spent so much time with them, whole game with them.
As far as the flashbacks, right? The flashbacks they're always like just the way that this thing was made. They were really good. They were really.
I love the flashbacks. They were like my favorite part of the game.
But it's because they would flash back at like those climaxes. There were so many climaxes in this game, and then they hit every one of them, and they didn't disappoint much as far as like, even when you're Abby at first, and then all of a sudden you're Abby when she's 14, and it's just like, what's going on? You're Abby running around with her dad, and now they're building this relationship with like why this meant so much when he got murdered. But they hit them, and they hit those marks. I mean, it was so good. It's so spot on because they get you excited and then they stop. They take that moment from you. Like when Abby fucking was like, "You killed my friends," and it's like, "Oh my God, Abby's about to fucking kill Ellie." Cut. Sorry, take 5, right? And then we put Abby on, and it's like, I don't know what's gonna happen. So they did really good with the flashbacks. As far as chronological order, I knew as somebody who's played the game, I was like, you're not gonna have a second part. You're gonna have a part 2, and Ellie just never found out. I guess.
Absolutely.
But like,
no, I mean they had to.
That's gonna add dynamic no matter what. Joel flat out lied to her fucking face and swore on her life, and that if she would just ask him a casual question, maybe it wouldn't have been a big deal. But she's like, swear on my life, and he's like, I do. Yeah, there's a lot of people like you, and so like that really hit hard for her. Where it's like, she can't trust him. So like for that opening up where it's like that whole like cold shoulder, and it's just like I just knew in my mind, I was like, she's probably knows, because I know she's 18 now.
Well,
I know
honestly, you can kind of tell. I think at the end of the last game, I kind of think she knows that he's lying to her. There's that look that she gives, and it's kind of like, I don't know if you're telling the truth.
Yeah, and she wasn't on board, but she did jump on. She's like, okay, and she went on about her business until, of course, she found out herself. That's because they went off.
Yeah, they went back there,
and then Ellie found fucking recordings from Marlene, and then that's how she found out. But I knew that even though they started off with she's 18 now, and she's cold shoulder, and Joel's kind of like trying to be. He's like a little puppy, where it's just like he peed on the carpet, but like, please don't beat me, kind of thing. Don't spank me. And so he was just kind of like, okay, no problem. He didn't want any problems. Like, she knows, she found out at some point. And so that's what I thought. I was like, she's found out, but she's known for a while. 4 years have passed. I was like, and then they started going back when she's 15 and 16. And I was like, but that was cool because I was like, oh, she's about to find out. And I couldn't wait for that moment. I couldn't wait to find out how she found out. And then like, just to watch Joel just sit there and have to really let her know that, yeah, I fucking lied to you on an epic scale. And now from this moment on, you're never gonna trust me. So like I watched that human moment happen.
God, I gotta say, like the motion cap, the performances, the just so good.
I mean, Oscar award
winning. I know, right?
Man. If a video game character could win an award like that,
right?
These characters would win some stuff.
Hey, there's no movies out this year for the Oscars. They should just nominate Last of Us 2 for best actors. And I tell you, I almost cried during the museum flashback. I don't know. I got really emotional. Like, I just thought it was cool. We get some nice Jurassic Park references too. But yeah, I don't know. They're just like walking around, just being happy, and then they're in that space shuttle, and then he gives her, I guess, the tape of like what the first Apollo, the moon landing. I don't know, like the way the music was. Just, I got really emotional.
Yeah.
God, I love the flashbacks.
The flashbacks
Yeah,
are fucking
the
great.
heart-wrenching stuff.
Well, it's also, I mean, and you see that in movies sometimes where like a key character dies, but like they try to bring them back sometimes. It's like you might be gone, but like we're gonna put you in flashbacks here and there, so we'll still give the audience what they want, and they want this character, but like we don't need you. You've fulfilled your part of the story. But so that's what it did, especially at the end of the game where we were talking about.
That was a great scene too.
Where, like,
I'm gonna work on trying to forgive you.
Yeah,
that was great.
And just like watch Joel, just like he felt so good about that, man. And of course, now you think about it, that was just right before all that shit happened.
Yeah,
because that party, she was talking to him about the party, and so that party was just like days probably before. Or like,
I think it was like that night. It was later that
So
like
that night.
Night.
They had just reconciled right as he got caught and was fucking murdered. So I think now here's what I was trying to tell you earlier. As far as like if there was gonna be a third one.
If there's a third game, I think it's gonna be Abby and Lev, because they're trying to find the Fireflies. The Fireflies are supposedly reforming. They've heard word. So I think that's what the third game would be. I mean, I would play it. I mean, if you go into the Last of Us 2 Reddit thread, which is you should, it's really hilarious. I know you love the game, but they're just like the memes are hilarious and they're just shitting on it. I mean, I don't think it's as bad as they're saying it is, but it's really funny. But anyway, everybody's hating on Abby. I actually liked Abby. I wouldn't mind playing as Abby in like another game.
And that's what I was thinking. Where it's like, okay, if you take it from here, she just let her go, but like. If Abby knows anything about Ellie, then she knows that she might be the cure. She might be she might have the cure within her, to stop the whole fucking zombie thing. So I think that if there would be a third game, it would be her chasing down Ellie.
No, I think Ellie's done. So I don't think we're gonna. I think her storyline's done. You think? I don't know.
I mean, I was watching her, like, she left the house, which I like to address this. She goes back to the house, and everything's cleaned out. Like, hold on a second. Did Dina take the dishes and the fucking couches?
Why would you leave
she have a fucking caravan?
I actually
and carriage to fucking load. I didn't understand that.
I actually have some questions. Like, why would? Well, first of all, I don't know why leave the fortress that they were at. It seems like it's pretty well guarded. I mean, it just seems like you're not really well protected on an isolated, like.
Are you talking about as far as the theater?
No, I'm talking about like that house that Ellie and Dina were living.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, it's nice, it's beautiful,
but
like
it was wide open. You can see shit coming from.
I guess, but also I don't know why would you leave where you were? It seemed like it was pretty.
I mean,
heavily fortified.
Is that like I mean?
I get it. They wanted to kind of just.
They wanted to shit on. Yeah. They want Ellie to fucking.
They wanted a quiet life. Yeah, they wanted a quiet life.
Well, I mean, that's part of that part. I mean, I just didn't understand, and it wasn't even a letter.
No, she was mad.
Was she, or did she give up?
No, I think it was just like, look. I mean, you clearly chose the dark path over your family, so I'm done. Yeah. We're done.
Yeah, I guess you're right about it. And there's only one place she would have gone back to is that accident house. So I guess she didn't leave a note or anything. That's one thing that I didn't really like.
No note, huh?
Yeah, no, man. There's fucking notes everywhere in this fucking game. I have been reading.
Did you? Oh my god, I was gonna ask you. Did you read all the notes?
Yeah, I read all the fucking notes. I read all of them. They're all interesting though. Like there's certain notes that like certain people leave. Like so, like imagine me walking through everywhere that Ellie is going to be coming up. So it's like I leave a note for, hey, Barrett, I hope you get this message gets you here at the house. And I leave it here, hoping you come and get it. And no, but Ellie comes up and she reads it. And she's like, hey, Barrett, I'm coming over. And she takes it, puts it in my, man, put this thing back on the table. Put the fucking letter back on the table. That note was not meant for you. So yeah, so as far as all that, like I don't even get one note from the fucking one character who I do know who should have left me a note. Hey Ellie, it's me. I just want to let you know that don't find me, don't come looking for me, or whatever. I mean, I guess the message is pretty clear.
I was about to say it's pretty clear when she had when she came back to an empty house.
But like if like they've been through so much. You can't give a girl a letter. She, even if you thought she was dead, even if you like, because that was the thing. She says, how am I gonna know if you're dead or not? She's like, you're not.
I think Dina was just like, all right, I'm done. Like clear, like you. I mean, at this point, you've chosen that path. Like you are dead.
Okay,
I mean,
Okay. But while Dina can fucking hold her own, scrap. Why wouldn't she? Unless she just had no other reason, and unless she had no other choice but to leave. If she had no other choice but to leave, I guess that's one thing. But then leave a note.
Yeah,
but if you leave on your own, if Ellie comes back, Ellie is a fucking beast. She is the, and maybe I don't know if I'm right or wrong in saying this, but she is like, she carries the man role. But she goes out there and she's gonna go hunting for rabbits and shit, and she's got the guns and she's the fucking sharpshooter. Why
I want to know
wait for her?
I want to know where Dina went. Well, now I can understand. Like I know. I don't know. I don't know why she.
This isn't like today. This isn't like today's standards. This is like post. This is like apocalyptic world. This is zombies, and you're running around with a baby by yourself. Then that baby's crying in the woods, and the fucking clicker comes after you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Drop the baby and run. Dead.
Details.
Yeah,
I think the point of the game is Ellie lost everything. Is there anything else in the game that we want to talk about, like story wise, or I think we kind of cover all the main things.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we covered everything.
I think if we missed anything.
I was happy that Jesse got shot in the head.
You didn't like Jesse?
I did not like Jesse. I didn't like this guy.
Kind of a nothing character.
His character.
He was just really
So his character and his voice were not. I like I said, I hope I'm not being whatever, but his voice and his ethnicity. He's an Asian, but he didn't have like. He sounded like a different. I don't even know how to say it, man. The voice didn't match up to me.
The southern accent did not match.
It was a weird thing where it's just like this guy. They need the casting on him was one of my only problems. Where it's like I think that I don't have a lot of complaints about who they picked, the voice actors and whatnot, but like I didn't like that. And so when he got shot, I was like, cool, man. But like, but that game is voice. So you think about like Jesse got shot in the head. Yara fucking got her arm beat with a hammer, dude, until she had to get it cut off.
That was gross.
Joel got his leg blown off. He got his face beat in
gross
with
game.
Fucking club. Now that's one of those things I did hear about, where it's just like people were not happy about how gory it was.
Oh, well, those people are pussies.
Yeah, so I'm just sitting there like, dude, that's what I love in my game. I like,
Yeah. I think people just wanted not you and me. I actually. To an extent, I commend them for being bold and doing something different. But I think the reason why it's polarizing fans is because let's be honest, most people kind of want more of the same. I think they just wanted another just adventure with Joel and Ellie, and they feel robbed.
Oh, well, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. Well, but why not just throw curveballs out there? Like, I haven't felt like that in a while as far as a video game. You know what I mean? Like, if I play like a Final Fantasy game. As far as game deaths, like, number one for me was Aerith in Final Fantasy VII when she was killed by Sephiroth.
I'm like, okay. I don't know.
I know you don't, but like, as far as video game deaths, like, that was a character that you got to play
I'm
with.
sure listeners will be like, yeah, hell yeah. Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Sephiroth, whatever.
Sephiroth. Whatever the fuck his damn name is. I never could pronounce it right. Yeah, that was a tough one. But then, like, of course, Joel. I just sat there with the fucking.
We haven't talked about the graphics.
Dude, the
Jesus
graphics
Christ.
are absolutely.
And I played. So I went back and played the first one after I beat this one. And mind you, this is PS4 remaster. But like, I was like playing the first one. I'm like, man, these graphics kind of suck. I mean, just like, it's so crazy to see, like, because I remember playing Last of Us when it first came out, and I was like, wow.
When it was on PS3, that was the highlight of PS3.
Right, and I was like, wow, this game's the best looking game ever. And now it's like this game, it's just so crazy to see, like, how things have changed in like 7 years.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, when PS5 comes out, and it's like, they're getting ready to talk about PS6, and it's like, Last of Us Part 3. Close out the system, because that's what they did with PS3. They closed out the system. Of course, other titles came out, but when that came out towards the end, and that was the highlight. That was one of the biggest highlights of the whole fucking PS3's history. Was The Last of Us, and it was like the last game came out.
Are you gonna get a PS5? I'll probably wait a couple of years.
Here's the thing is that like I've always done the same thing where it's like I don't get systems when they come out. Man.
Yeah, I usually wait like 3 years. 2 or 3 years.
I almost got Xbox 360 when it came out.
I'm not an Xbox guy.
I'm not an Xbox dude either, but the girl I was dating, she worked at Walmart, and it was like Thanksgiving, so she was about to come through with the hookup.
Oh shit!
And then I told her, nah, I didn't want an Xbox. I want a PlayStation. If anything, I didn't tell her I wanted a PlayStation. I just said that I'm gonna get a system. I want PlayStation 3. Yeah. And so, but then lucky I didn't, because then like the Red Ring of Death was like a big thing. So it's like
reading up on the Xbox 360. That's kind of a shitty system. Like it broke down a lot.
The early ones, I got a 360. I like some 360. I had to get a 360 for a little while, man. Some good titles on it. I didn't have the money for a replacement fucking PS3. So
yours broke on you?
Yeah,
damn, dude.
It shit on me. I didn't have the money to get a new PS3 or even a used one. So I was able to get a 360 for cheaper with a couple games. So I went with that. But the Xbox 360 has some good titles. But I'm definitely a PlayStation dude. As far as getting the system, I don't know. I usually wait for a while. Yeah. As long as I got shit to play on PlayStation 4, I'm fine. I mean, they start doing things where it's like backwards compatible. You get to play all sorts of games. I mean, they do that with the PlayStation Plus. PlayStation Now, you play old games, but not all of them. There's some really good games from back in the day that I'd love to play right now.
Shoot, I would love to throw in fucking Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Yeah. I'd love to play Road Rash. Road Rash 3 is the bike, the motorcycle game.
I never played that. Oh shit.
That shit is an old Sega game. But there's bikers and it's a race, but these guys got weapons, and so like they go out in factions. So it's like if there's 12 people in a race, for example, there's like 3 or 4 factions of different, like your Harley guys and then your crotch rocket guys. You get shit like cattle prods and bats, and you beat people off the bikes. Yeah, that'd be one of those games.
We should talk about the gameplay. Like, the story is kind of mixed bag for me, but like I had so much fucking fun playing this game.
What's that?
I mean, this game.
This
I mean, yeah, just sneaking up on people and like stabbing them in the throat. Although I like when you play as Abby, bitch is so jacked, you just straight up like go behind them and choke them.
Yeah. So guilty pleasure of mine was to let my character die in any unique situation that kind of came about. So it's just like of course, I'm fighting Abby at the end, for example. Well, I intentionally lost just so I could see what Abby does. And I think she snaps Ellie's neck at the end. So like if you lose the fight at the end at the pillars, like she grabs you and she like snaps your neck. But like and like the Rat King, of course, like I make sure that I get caught by him so I can see what he does. So that was one of those cool things where I really was interested in seeing all the different variations of like how you can die. For a while I didn't like Abby at all when I started playing with her. This bitch. So I would jump off of buildings on purpose.
Well, you know what's funny? I bring up this Reddit page again. Like, there's videos of people just like, this is how the game really should have ended. And it's like people are just letting Abby die. A lot of people don't like Abby.
I don't know.
I like the character. I actually did.
I'm a diehard fan of the series, and I'm telling you, like, I was conflicted on whether or not I liked Abby more, because Abby's story made more sense when you think about it, where it's just like Joel killed Abby's father for no reason.
Well, they were gonna kill Ellie.
He could have grabbed her and just left. Them scientists weren't.
Well, actually, that scientist had like a knife to it, like.
Yeah, well, but he didn't have a knife in the first game.
Oh no, he did.
No.
Oh yeah, I played it just now.
Maybe they had the scalpel or something.
Yeah, he had like a scalpel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, either way, Joel ain't threatened by this guy with a fucking scalpel. He could have just grabbed. He grabbed.
They
Ellie.
did. I will say they did change like the way he looked from the first game to this game.
Who's that?
The dad, like the surgeon.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
Sure. Well, they made him
whatever.
They made him a character at that point. He wasn't just a fucking dude with a doctor coat on. He became somebody's dad and story, all that shit. But that's the thing where it's like Joel kills Abby's father. You know what I mean? Needlessly. How about that? You know what I mean? He could have grabbed Ellie and he was like, because if you think about the end of the game, he gets chased by all the Fireflies. They're all chasing him out the fucking building until he runs up on Marlene.
Yeah.
And she fucking tries to stop him and he fucking shot Marlene. But he didn't have to shoot the doctor. They were already coming for him anyways. They already knew what was going on. So Abby, what she do? She goes and she's going after the guy who killed her dad. There's nothing that's admirable. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. I mean, and even fucking beating him in the face with the club. In that moment, you don't understand, and you're like, this is fucked up. But when you figure it out, where it's just like, oh, yeah, okay, maybe I'd fucking beat somebody's face in with a golf club if they killed my dad. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If I fucking caught your ass, especially it's like a game. When you think about a game of cat and mouse, where it's like you're chasing somebody. So she finally caught him. Not only did she catch him, but he just fucking saved her. Like, give me a break, man. That's gotta be like a good feeling. It's like, dude, this guy saved me so I can kill him.
What a chump.
Fuck
you.
I tricked you.
I'm trying to think.
The music, dude, let me tell you something.
Oh, I love the score.
The fucking music, the score in this game, where it's just like, now, I don't know about you, but 85% of the time, and I try to do it most of the time, I would play this game at night, all the lights off, music, or the sound is up like loud as, it's just loud as hell. And that's how I play. Did you play with the lights on?
No, I had the lights on.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you said that.
I'm a pussy.
Yeah, but yeah. So like, and then the music.
Well, you had the lights off. To be clear,
I had the lights off. Oh,
okay.
You had them on.
I had them on.
Oh, what? Oh man, I just said off. Oh, damn. Well, I like to.
Don't. I'm not that weird dude who's like, oh, I only want to have sex with the lights off.
No, I'm not here. I'm not.
Just when I play video games.
Yeah. I just want to have sex while I'm playing video games.
Yeah, music's great. Music really is.
The best part about it is like now, as the tracks themselves and the music in general is great. They build on the suspense and all these situations when you know you're getting close to somebody, or you know when like that next big scene's about to come up, the music grows. It's like I'm in this dark fucking cellar and I'm like sneaking around because I'm like, somebody's gonna get my ass. And it can be legit scary. Like there's been some times.
I will say there was some intense fucking moments. The Rat King thing scared the shit out of me.
I had plenty of times where like I actually playing this game, I had noticed something about myself. Like if I get scared or like shook or startled, I let out a yelp. I'm like, ah! And I just like. I had that a lot. There was some times
the clicker every time I like half the time I faced a clicker, it was just like I just dreaded it. Like yeah, I mean, and there's times where they like run up behind you, you don't even see them, and it scares you. Like, yeah.
Oh man, I mean, even though you can get like you understand, you'll see most of them coming. Yeah, they come up on behind you or something. They'll catch you off guard. But the music scores were great. I love the way they built suspense on scenes. The fighting was probably one of my favorite things about this whole thing, about the whole game, was that the fighting was up. It's been upgraded from the first game, where you get the dodge, which was, I mean, you couldn't dodge like ducking.
Oh yeah.
Right? You couldn't do that in the first game.
I can't remember, even though I just
played the.
I feel like so for me, I don't think they shaked it up too much, like the combat. To me, there really wasn't a whole lot different.
It just seemed more fluid, and the moves were a little bit more complex. You know what I mean? So as far as then you think about just designing that, and then the video actually matching up. It was really dynamic to watch it. Where it's like you're not watching a glare across the screen, like because somebody's swing of the bat was too fast. Like, no, you saw that just go through the whole movement. It wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. As far as like the fighting, I had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I had so much fun. I just
dodging.
I'm telling you, sneaking up people, being stealthy and sneaking up on people, it just never got old to me.
Once the guys start bringing the dogs around.
Oh yeah, that shit was intense too.
One of my favorite things. I did this one the first time I did it. It was a cool little moment. So the guy was walking around with his dog. I decided to shoot the guy right in his fucking head. Right when he was walking in grass so nobody would see him. You know what I mean? So I caught him in the grass while he's walking his dog. And then, like, the dog sat there. He dropped dead. the dog sat there and was like, hey, man, like, the dog had feelings. The fucking dog was like, hey, what's going on? Like, what, are you okay? And he just kind of whimpered and walked around. I was like, damn, man, I'm going to feel bad when I kill you too.
I'm telling you, it's a miserable game.
It is, but it's enthralling. We're just like,
I was, like I said, I don't know. It's just, I was into it.
I mean, I don't know if it says anything, but it says to people who like games like that, which is like, yeah, I'm not some crazy maniac murderer in real life, but I do enjoy playing as this 18-year-old girl who kills zombies and like shoves her through a knife into people's throats, like, and bashes their fucking brains out. Like, that's, I don't know. There's something about it. You know, as I think as people, as humans, we do enjoy.
No, I love violence.
I'm a big fan of violence. Like, I mean, I'll ask you.
Big proponent.
I'll ask you this. Hey, is there a lot of killing in that? Not a lot of killing? Nah, I'm not gonna watch it. Dirty Dancing? A lot of killing?
Wait,
no.
You want to watch Parks and Rec?
Is there a lot of killing?
Is there a lot? No. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah. Pass. Thanks.
Should we wrap this up? Do you want to give like your final thoughts and then rate this out of 5?
Yeah. So overall, like, to have 2 games with such deep stories. First one was a great story. I do give you credit for the point that you made, where it's just like, yeah, there's not a whole lot. They take a small thing and make it a big fucking ordeal. But it's a lot of chasing around, trying to find somebody, tracking them down. And that's all. I love that too. You know, Ellie not getting anything out of it at the end, which is like, she was fine with dying on that table that day. Hopefully, maybe you can get a cure out of me. Maybe you won't, but you at least got a choice.
Right. Yeah, she wanted a choice. Yeah.
She was fucking fine. At 14 years old, was like, dude, I'm willing to die. But she didn't know that it was going to kill her. That's the reason why Joel saved her, is that neither one of them knew that she would have to die. She was already sedated by the time he figured it out, I believe. I don't think she knew, unless they told her, but like, I don't think it was apparent that she knew that she'd have to die, because Marlene was having a fucking hard time trying to kill her, as far as like just letting that happen. So yeah, of course, you know, when she found out the truth, she wanted to die. So yeah, here she is. She watches her father figure die right in front of her face. She goes and finally catch the girl. She doesn't kill her. When she beats her up, she let her go, like a "you let me go, I let you go" kind of thing. Yeah. But that was 2 times that she fucking chased her down and didn't come out on top. Like, Abby's the fucking big winner in this game. Abby was right there where you want her to be at the end, where you love her or you don't, which was like, yeah, this is my girl. Ellie's my girl, no matter what. If she wants to kill you right now, she's gonna kill you. I guess at that point, she didn't have no fucking. What was the point, man? What's the point in killing her? You killed all her fucking friends. You killed her dog. What'd she do, man? She fucking killed Joel, dude. She killed one fucking person for fucking killing her dad. But the way that they did the story, I thought it was really good, and I was fine with the ending no matter what. It's just like, okay, that's what it is. She walks off into the woods. I don't know where she's going. She got no car. She got no car. She got a horse. She's got to walk into the woods. And I thought about it myself. I was like, I'm thinking to myself right now, if I was her walking into the woods,
I'd stay at the house.
Like, I'm like, man.
I'd be like, shit, I got a house myself.
Yeah. So I mean, as far as like my big thing about it, my summary. Yeah, I don't have any complaints. This is a must-play game, no matter what. We covered a lot of shit. This thing's probably been going for what, 5 hours?
Yeah.
We covered everything, and then aside from little minor fucking bullshits, I was thoroughly happy with it.
Is it a perfect score for you?
Nah, I'd probably say, just because like what you're saying with the story, which is like, could this have been a standalone game? Yeah, if they tweaked the end of it, they could. In the first one, they could have kept the same ending and still would have probably been fine if they ended the game. Now, the game was such a great success that's what happens.
Oh yeah,
you have to make another one. Why not? If you made so much money off this one game,
it sold 17 million copies the first game.
Right. So like, yeah, you gotta ride that. You gotta, and I thought they did a good job with where you said, yeah, it could have stopped, but they still made something happen. I just think that it could have been a little bit different. I don't know, man. You know, I thought there was a lot going on. The Fireflies are gone. I'd still say, if I had to give it a score, I'd definitely say 4 or 5.
4 out of 5?
4 stars out of 5 stars.
Okay.
Maybe 4.5, but like,
okay.
Because it was just that good. I mean, it's that good. I just think that, I guess you said it, man. You said it and it really stuck with me.
Yeah.
It's just I know the story. I'm playing the game. I know the story, but it just didn't dawn on me, like, I guess, and great, like, it's like, this is a revenge game. Going after somebody and kill this person. You know, it's just like.
Yeah, for me, and I play. So you this is a little bit more fresh in your mind because you just beat it. But for me, like I beat this 6 weeks ago, and it's just like I still don't really know how I fully feel about it. I don't, like I said, I just don't. I didn't hate the story, but it's just like it's like everybody's just so miserable and just. I don't know. It's just like, was this a story
to be told
that needed to be told? But there is a lot to like about it. I mean, I think the performances, like, from the voice actors and the motion cap, like, phenomenal. I think this is a gorgeous looking game. I mean, it's probably the best looking game I've ever seen. I mean, the gameplay is extremely fun.
Yeah.
We kind of disagreed. I think the structure and the length is kind of an issue. I honestly, that whole part where it's like Abby and Lev trying to get medical supplies for Yara, you could have cut that. DLC that.
I wouldn't hate the DLC for that.
But it's just like
you say cut it. You ain't want it in the game. You're like make me pay for that.
No, I'm just like, like nothing ultimately came of that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like such a just like a.
Well, I mean,
it's a bleak, just depressing, miserable game. I still was entertained and I had a good time playing it. I would probably play the game again. It's just, it's one of those, it's a toughie. It's hard to wrap my thoughts around it. So I would say, like, story's kind of a mixed bag for me. I mean, I love the flashbacks. All the stuff with Joel and Ellie in the flashbacks were good. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that basic idea of her finding out the truth and what would be the fallout for that. It's great, but then it's like when you think about it, it's like, okay, well, then we have to actually come up with a story. But despite all that, I mean, I would say I would give, I mean, the story's a mixed bag. I would say, like, on a technical level, I think this game is flawless, and I think that's where a lot of the tins are coming in from these reviewers.
Oh, it is.
So I'm gonna go like 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah. So 4.5 and a 3.5. I mean, you know, and I don't think. I think you're very well within your rights. Your reasoning behind it, and of course, the way I look at it, which is like a little bit different. I didn't mind playing that long with Abby. I actually thought Abby was really badass. She was a really great.
Oh, great! I like the character. I really did.
Yeah.
Everybody's hating on Abby.
And I mean, and even with like just telling, at least they told the story, which is like. They found a reason to make me interested in somebody else other than Ellie and Joel, and I think that's a big win. Which is like, of course there's gonna be new characters in this game.
I'll give it all the credit in the world. This game was bold. You can't say it wasn't bold, and I do. I mean, this could have easily been like, with Joel and Ellie, we gotta go cross country and do something. It could have easily been that, but I mean, it's a bold game. You got to give them credit, and
definitely. I wouldn't say that they need to make another one, but
I'll play it. I mean, I'd play it if they made another one. You could explore like the Fireflies a little bit more, and maybe what. Yeah, I would say. I mean, I would think it'd be Lev and Abby focused, but you know what? Like, a lot of the fans hate Abby, so it's like, do you think they want to do that? I don't know. I would be down.
I don't want to see another Ellie, and I don't want to see Tommy running around. He's done. He can't do shit. So yeah.
Oh my God! If we played as Tommy and you're just hobbling around.
I mean, because what is she gonna do? She gonna go get the Fireflies back up, and then what happens at the end of the game? She's on the heels of Ellie. We've got her, and then the end of the game is like, is there gonna be a fucking fourth
part 4?
What?
Well, that was The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Keys, this has been fun.
It's been fun. Thanks for having me on. I'm sorry it took me so long.
No, it's okay.
Thanks for being cool about holding out.
No, definitely. This was a lot of fun.
It just took me so fucking long.
It's a long fucking. I mean, I played it on medium, and it was still like 27 hours.
Dude, like I told you, I got caught.
And it took me 2 weeks to play it.
There were certain parts that got me caught up for days. some of them fights literally lasted me a couple of days. And when I finally beat it, it was nothing better. Like that for me, I think. I know we're wrapping it up, but that was just one of the best feelings. It's like I spent 8 hours on this trying to fucking kill these people, trying to come up with different ways. I finally get it, and it's like yes.
Yeah, you're better. You're a better man than me. I just was like 3 tries, easy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll have to actually next time I have you on, we'll actually have to do a movie of some sort.
Perfect.
But yeah, so that was The Last of Us Part 2, and I will see you guys next week. Later. Bye.